and welcome to my channel. My name is Alyssa and I am a chronic procrastinator. Here we are, it's already 2026 and I still have not set up my Hobonichi Cousin for the year. So I figured I'd get on here and do that with any other procrastinators who might be feeling the same way. And you know what? We're not going to worry about it because whenever we get it set up is whenever we get it set up. And that's what matters. So let's get started. This is my Hobonichi Cousin for 2026. I'm using the same cover that I've been using since 2023, I believe, is when I first started using the Hobonichi Cousin. I have not found another cover that I like better yet, so I haven't switched yet. I do have the clear cover on it because it is a fabric cover, and I tried going without the cover, but then it just kept getting dirty and I didn't want that. So that's why it's reflecting the light like that, but it won't be like that for long. I have already put my Hobonichi in here because it's always a little bit of a struggle, at least for me. I usually keep some extra bean cards from the Coffee Monsters Co. because that's really the only thing I use that can fit in these small pockets. I may revisit that later. And then in this large pocket, I usually put whatever monthly kit I'm using for that month and the weekly kit I'm using for that week, but I haven't chosen those yet, so they're not in here yet. And I do normally decorate these cover pages, but I'm going to skip that right now because we're going to start with some easy stuff first, because that's what I'm feeling like. Now, I did the same thing I did last year, and these stickers are from Lightly Inked, and it's just the Year to Glance stickers for 2026. I don't remember the name of the color, but it's this nice lavender, kind of matches the cover. So we will start by getting these on. Let's see if I can line this up without being entirely on top of it. Don't bend, don't bend. There we go. Perfect. And actually, you know what? I need to grab something to put under this cover. Let me do that real quick. All right, got the first sticker down. That's the hard part. The rest should be easy, right? Now, this Hobonichi will be my main planner and journal for 2026, but I do have a couple of other Hobonichis that I will be setting up in other videos. I have a separate Hobonichi Cousin that I'm using as a work planner. And I do say work with air quotations. I am currently unemployed. I lost my job at the end of October last year, which made for a not very fun holiday season. But I am working on getting a sort of side gig going with a home bakery business. And of course, I'm applying for jobs as well. So I'm still going to set up my work Hobonichi Cousin. It will just be for tracking things like job applications and then also tracking things for my baking business and probably for YouTube as well. Just make it a bit of a content planner. Now the other Hobonichi book that I use is a Hobonichi Weeks, and that is my health and wellness planner. And I'm still playing around with exactly how I use it, but I have been pretty happy with it this last year, which was the first year I used it. All right, perfect. So we got these done. Now we're going to move over here. Let's get 2027 done. All right, let's see if we can place this one as well as we placed the other one, which may or may not happen. Oh dear. Okay, get that set down first. Oh, yes, amazing. Also, I would just like to take this moment to extol the virtues of sticker tweezers. They are one of the best purchases I've ever made. I believe I just got these from Journal Say. They were pretty cheap, but so useful. All right, and this is our year at a glance page done. Now, normally I do use this page to track my PTO, but as I mentioned before, I do not currently have a job, so I am still thinking about exactly what I want to track on this calendar. But at least I have it set up. All right, we're going to move to the yearly index, which, again, I'm still figuring out exactly how I want to use it. I've tried to use it a couple different ways in the past, as a tracker, as an actual index, and I think I might go for a hybrid approach this year because also from Lightly Inked, I got the Hobonichi Cousin Yearly Index stickers, which I believe are new this year. I don't think they were released last year whenever I ordered. So very happy to see these. These are in the same sort of lavender color, although they look a little bit more pink in this light. Not sure why. But has the dates, and then it has tracker at the bottom. So I might actually try and set up some kind of tracker down here, and then it says goals up here. So maybe I'll just try following this and see how it goes. A little crooked, but again, that's the theme of this video, if you have not noticed, is, you know what, it'll be fine. This is all one strip. All right, let's see. Let's see how this is gonna go. All right, now these, I have historically struggled with placing in any sort of straight manner, but we're gonna see how it works out this time. because we can do hard things. Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good. Let's just do that 11 more times. All right, that looks great. I love these. All right, and then let's repeat that for this page. Oops, I was completely putting that on wrong. What am I doing? I'm supposed to cover up the days, not duplicate them. Even though that would be nice to have some extra days in the year. Could maybe get more done. Or maybe just procrastinate in getting more done. I do find this whole setup process generally pretty meditative. I usually do this like when I'm watching a YouTube video or listening to music. So I hope that you are doing the same while watching this YouTube video. Now, I say generally meditative because whenever the stickers don't cooperate, then it's decidedly less meditative and more enraging than anything. But we're doing pretty good so far. I'm gonna just knock on wood. I still have to knock on wood, unlike Taylor Swift. If you are a fellow Swiftie, please let me know in the comments. I would love to say hi. Okay. Wow, I think that's actually the best application of these I've ever done. Yay! Go us. We did it. All right. Our index is ready to go. Okay. So, before I get into the monthlies, let's go back and tackle these cover pages. Now, I do like to get very decorative with it. I am not a minimalist by any means. So I have pulled a few things to at least help me get started. I have quite a large stash of stationery, mostly stickers and washi tapes and PET tapes that I am trying to use. But I also have just like some paper. So I have this scrap, and I think I want that to be sort of the centerpiece that I put everything else around. But this needs to be cut a little bit, so I'm going to do that. And I have this other piece that unfortunately already tore as I was trying to get it out of the little book that it's in. I wanted to tear it a different way, but we'll work with it. Kind of want to almost match that tear somewhat. Yeah, so let's save that here. All right. I normally like to use a mix of double-sided tape and glue. I try not to use too much glue, especially on like the Tomoe river paper, because of it has a tendency to wrinkle. But let's see, where did I put? I just had it. Where did I put my tape? All right, I found my tape, and I have my glue, so we're ready to go. I also had to take off my cardigan because I got warm. All right. So we have a really nice base that we're then going to put some stickers on top of. Now I am sticking with the floral theme here, but I've got some options of what to do. Alright, so what I actually typically like to do whenever I'm doing cover pages, especially that have a lot of different stickers, is I will actually take a picture of it with my phone. That way I can have it next to me. Because then when I take all the stickers off, sometimes I don't remember where everything was supposed to go or in what order. So that's just a little tip if you're ever trying to do sort of a complicated collage or spread, is just take a picture of it. That way you have a nice visual reference. All of the paper and all of the stickers that I'm using on this spread came from Journal Say. I went a little bit crazy back in 2024, and I'm still trying to use up all the things that I bought. We're gonna get there. We are gonna get there eventually. All right. Look at that. Right, let me tilt this up so you can hopefully see it without the glare. Oh, this turned out so beautiful. I'm very pleased with this. All right, got the first cover page done. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break and then be back for the other 2 cover pages. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, I'm back, and so is the cardigan because my body can't decide what temperature it wants to be. But we're going to move on to these 2 cover pages. Now for this one, I have a couple of papers I wanted to play with because I'm going for, I guess, a bit of a dark fantasy theme. Tiny bit. Touch of dark academia. I am wanting to play around with some white on the black. So I have this lace piece. This is a sticker. Let me flip it. There we go. That's better. So then I also have some of these that can kind of go in the background as well. I also have some black, white, and silver elements. Oops. Put some of these down first. The big pieces I'm kind of focusing on this gorgeous window and this girl who looks like an elf. Love that. Now, I also thought about this window. I wasn't quite sure which one I want to go with. I mean, this one maybe seems to fit a little better as far as like the theme. I'm not sure. But maybe I need to brighten it up a little bit so everything is not so dark. I think I'm pretty happy with that. All right, let's take a picture so that I can have it for reference. Try and make sure everything actually goes in the right place. Uh-oh. That did not work out so well. Every time. Wait, is there any way I can lift this up? Yes, okay. Hey, we saved it. Thus, a pro tip, don't use extremely sticky tape if you're prone to making mistakes. Okay, sorry for the abrupt cut. I had to go eat, but I'm back now. And I did try to adjust the lighting so it wouldn't glare quite as much, but I'm not sure. I'll see. All right, now where was I? All right. We have another cover page done. It turned out so pretty. I really, really like this one. Oh, I love all the holographic elements. Oh, I'm so happy. Alrighty. Now we will be moving to this side. Typically, for this last cover page, I kind of go a bit more silly or a bit more playful, and this year is no different. So we have this piece. I think it goes like this. Sort of a cyberpunky vibe. Then I have all this other stuff to go around it. And I do like to cover up the lettering as best I can, because I also have, if I can get it, these to choose from. These. So I'm either going to do this one or this one, but I have not decided yet. I figured I'd get everything else down first. So let's see. I really love these little cloud splotches. They make for really great background pieces. Just to kind of fill out the white space some. And then I also have this really pretty washi tape that also has some like paint splotches that I may or may not use. I'm not sure how the washi would look on top of this, so it may need to go under it. Haven't decided on that yet. Now, I don't have as many like vinyls or like white stickers this year as I thought I did. Like last year, I used some from Coffee Monsters Co. Actually, I used a lot from the Coffee Monsters Co. I have a lot of those stickers, but I seem to have used all of the ones that I kind of like for sort of a main cover page. But I do have a few that I thought might be good. So let's see. This one I got at a coffee shop in New York on a trip that I took there last year. And you know what? That combined with, whoopsie, This one, you know, we're just bringing like some feral feminine energy into 2026. So I feel like it fits, you know? I feel like it fits. We also got this one, which I love. This one, which I'm not entirely sure about. I mean, I thought it was like a nice kind of positive note, but again, if we're going feral energy, then maybe not. And then lastly is this little corgi sticker, which is just basically side-eyeing 2026 and saying, hey, be better. Just be better than last year, please. Which I feel is very fitting. And so I have a corgi, which is why I have so many corgi stickers. Her name is Keyleth, but we just call her Kiki. She doesn't even really know Keyleth anymore, unfortunately, because that name is very important to me, actually. For those of you who don't know, it is a character from Critical Role, which is a D&D show. I am a huge critter, and I play D&D as well, but Keyleth is a very important character to me, and so I named my child after her. But she's very sassy, and this is definitely something she would do. So you know what? I'm actually kind of happy with that. All right, let's take a picture. All right, that was easier than I thought. All right, just try and, you know, eyeball centering it. Doesn't have to be perfect. She says as she hesitates for way too long to actually put it down. Okay, I'm really loving this. I do want to fill in some space just with some of these, I think. All right, look at that. Man, these cover pages have just come out way better than I expected them to. Quite honestly, I didn't have like a strong vision going into it. I knew some pieces I wanted to use, but man, I'm so happy about this. All right. So here are each of the cover pages. All right, I'm going to take another quick break and then I'll be back for the monthlies. So it is actually a couple of days later now. I had some very unforeseen circumstances happen, as things do. But hey, we're back and we are here to get the monthlies done. Now, I am only doing 6 months of setup in this video because I only have the first part of 2026 of the Coffee Monsters Co. monthly kits. I didn't see when she put up part 2 and then she closed her shop for the new year. So I'm just waiting for her to reopen that to be able to get part 2, but we're going to set up what we can. And I'm actually doing something a little different this year. I am not following the Coffee Monsters Co. months as she put them out. I kind of jumbled them around and switched the order. And I did write on the back of them so that I would not forget what I chose. But instead of January, for January, which is here, then I am actually using April. Because just for me personally, I felt like the color palette and everything just fit a little bit better for January for me. And I like starting the year with purple because it's my favorite color. And the great thing about these monthly kits is that she actually kiss cuts the month name separately from the artwork. So there's going to be no issue switching them around, thankfully. Thank you, Helen. So we will get started on January. And I do actually have to remember to not put the names down automatically, but I think I can manage that. And so as far as my little unforeseen circumstance, I did indeed have kidney stone.
Kidney stones!
I woke up yesterday morning in severe pain. Or first it was severe discomfort, then it very quickly became severe pain. Rushed to urgent care. Urgent care was like, yeah, you need to go to the ER. Thankfully, I have an urgent care and a hospital not very far from my house at all, and thankfully it was a weekend day, so my husband was able to take me and be with me the whole time, which was really needed. I was not having the best time. I never had a kidney stone before. 0 out of 10, do not recommend. But everyone that treated me was very nice, very helpful, and they were trying their best to get me diagnosed and get me the medication that I need. And yeah, I was able to come home yesterday evening and was not in severe pain anymore. Hopefully you'll be on the mend. Okay, so I've got the days. Now I do need to grab my old Hobonichi, which I have over here, because I need to transpose the birthdays for each month, which right now I'm probably just gonna place some balloon stickers and then actually label later. Perfect. Really love that. Now, I used to get the monthly tracker stickers from the Coffee Monsters Co., but I wound up either not needing the tracker anymore or tracking those things somewhere else. So I'm actually not going to have the trackers for the months, But I would like to maybe put something, maybe I'll put this ribbon, because I would like to have a little, you know, to do this month type thing. And then we'll stick some of the dots down. Lovely. Right, I think that's all I need to put for now. So I'm going to set this aside, and we will repeat this for the next 5 months. Okay, so I kind of messed up. I completely skipped March somehow. Went straight to April. At least I labeled April correctly, but that was actually not... Yeah, that was actually not the one I wanted to use. Oh well. Looks like I'm actually going to be using March for March. Okay. We live and we learn, and we don't judge. Alrighty, so I have the first 6 months of the year pretty much set up. I will go back and fill in the birthdays. But I think it looks... Why do the pages keep sticking together? This is why I skipped a month. But I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. And then as soon as Coffee Monsters Co. opens her shop back up, then I will get July to December. But that's it for the monthlies right now. So I think we will flip to the back. Now, I historically have not done too much back here. I would like to change that. But what I did do in, oops, let me move that. In 2024, yes, 2024, I wanted to do it in 2025, but that didn't happen. I do like to use the My 100 page as a media log. So any shows, movies, games I play. I'm not sure if I'm going to write down the book titles this year because I do have a separate reading journal that I'm going to use. So jury is out on that one, but I am going to set this up just real quick. I'm not going to put any decoration. As of now, I might go back later and put that, but I am just going to write with my Funosuke brush pen. Now, please do not judge me for how I'm about to write this. I'm still practicing using a brush pen, so I am not great, but I do get a lot of enjoyment out of using them. Not the best, but hey, there we go. All right, and what I can do, because we have already started watching it and I know we're going to finish it, I do like to use my, whatever the Hobonichi pen is for the year, because it has the little colors, and so I usually just go, you know, one color for movies, one color for shows, one color for games. I probably won't put the book titles here. I'll probably just keep it for movies, shows, games. Yeah. So for the show, I put so we have started catching up on Stranger Things season 5, and I know we will finish it. So, yay! I have one entry there. Alrighty, and then let's see, what are the other pages? Oh yeah, the memory pages. That might be nice to fill out as the year goes along. But yeah, I typically don't use these back pages as much as I would like to, and I have been trying to kind of get ideas from other Hobonichi users, but I have not settled on something just yet. So I will leave that there for now. But I do think I will try and go ahead and set up this page as my goals page, but I do need to grab a few things, so I will be right back. Alright, so for my goals page, I have these two gorgeous Black Rose washi and PET tapes. This keeps unraveling. These are from the washi tape shop, and they're gorgeous, and they have so much tape on them that I have been using them for a couple of years now and still have so much, so I'm gonna use them for this spread. If I can get this rolled back up. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna use the washi sort of as a base just to cover up some of these things if I can, and then maybe go back in with a little bit of the PET on top. Now, I have already penciled in some marks on this side of the page because what I like to do is split it into quarters, and then each section represents a quarter of the year. And I do have these cute new quarter stickers from the Coffee Monsters Co. I'm not sure if they're going to be like too big for each section. They might be, which kind of sucks. We will cross that bridge when we come to it, as we always do. But first, I'm going to do this side. And I'm actually I don't think I'm going to use this big piece right now, so I'm going to cut that off real quick and just set it to the side. All right, let's see what we're working with. I wonder, let me see if I have like a thin washi that I could maybe cover this with and then put the roses on top. I'm not sure if that would look weird or if it would look okay. Be right back. All right, so I have a few options that I want for the top. I have this little bit thicker washi tape. It's got little gold stars on it. I'm not sold on this one because I am going a little bit more like silvery with some other elements, and it is a bit thicker, so I'm not sure about that. I do have this silvery glitter washi, which is gorgeous. And you know, if you can be sparkly, why not be sparkly? As evidenced by my nails. So that's a strong contender. And then I have this sticker book from Journal Say, but one of the pages, let's see if I can find it, has these black lace strips. And I was specifically looking at like this one because it has the roses and it's nice and pretty. It is still kind of transparent. So again, I'm not sure about using that on the top to cover the text. So I think what I am gonna do is use the silver glitter that I just dropped on the floor. Okay, that tracks. Okay, so let's see where the end of this is. Here we go. All right. Can we do this in a straight line? I feel like it's already not going well. Thankfully this isn't super sticky. Nope. Let's see how many tries it takes to get this right. All right, there we go. You know what? That is pretty straight, and I will take that. Beautiful. It's so sparkly. Okay. So then, because that is there now, I'm going to go in with the PET tape. Although, oh, no, first, I wanted to put this little piece at the bottom here, because I think that'll look nice. Beautiful. Very happy with that. Now, what I'm going to do is list my goals, but my whole idea for this spread was to kind of outline it in the black, but then have pops of color in the middle. So what I am going to do, instead of writing out 2026 goals, I'm actually going to use one of these sticker seals and then these silver stickers to write out goals. So let's see. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do it like 2026 and then goals underneath, or try and do it side by side. I may do underneath because of the size difference between the numbers and the letters. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. You know what? I should have placed the O first, actually. The O and the A, that way they would be centered. I am notoriously bad at centering things. I mean, it is nice that I kind of have the lines on the other side of this page, but still, I would find a way to screw that up. Oh, no, I did not ask for a second A. Thank you very much. Get back on there. You know what I just realized? The A needs to be actually centered because goals is 5 letters, not 4. I swear I know how to spell. I really do. Okay. There we go. Hey, at least I caught it before all the letters were down. And thankfully these aren't super sticky. Alright, there we go. We did it. And then for the little circles to check off each goal, I have this Erin Condren book. I had tried some Erin Condren planners in the past, but then wound up switching to Hobonichi. But I still have some stickers, and again, going with pops of color for the middle, I do think I want to kind of do a rainbow. But let me see how many goals I actually have that I'm going to put down. Okay, so there's 7, maybe 8. So I will 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, to be honest, I don't really want to use the orange and yellow. They're not my favorite colors, so I might just skip to the pink. Then how many can I actually put here? Do I need to do 2 columns? I might need to do 2 columns. Okay, love that. Cool, that page is done for now. So we're going to move on to this page. I'm going to divide this page into 4ths, and this ruler isn't quite long enough for the page, so I'm going to have to very carefully move it. but I'm going to use one of my microns just to make a line. Then same thing across the middle. So for this, I want it to be practical first, but I'm hoping there'll be some room for decoration. But what I'm going to do is essentially make sort of a to-do list for each quarter of actual action items to reach these goals. And for the checklist, I have another sticker book from Journal Say, which is mostly black, but then in the back there's a random sheet of purple, which again, my favorite color is purple, so I don't mind. It's just a little bit random. However, I do want to use these strips of circles, and they don't quite fit exactly to like the grid of the Hobonichi, but that's okay. For this instance, I don't really mind. But I do want to see if these are going to like take up too much space. I feel like they will. And that is a shame. I don't know, if I kind of change up the placement, I don't know if that will look too weird. I might be able to make it work. I'm just not sure where else, like in my planner, I would really use these. And so I really wanted to use them on this page. Actually, I wonder, maybe if I do like the corners, maybe that would work. Because let's see. Alright, awesome. Then I am just going to quickly label each one. Goal spread is decorated. And I'm actually really happy with how it looks. I think this is the best one I've ever done. Cool. Now with that, I believe my cousin is pretty much set up. I am wanting to set up the January cover page, as I always do, but I will probably do that in a different video. I'll set up my January cover page and then probably the first couple of weeklies with you. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, here we go. We can do a little flip through. So cover pages. And ooh, I may have to stick that down with some glue, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm really happy with how everything has turned out. And I feel like I'm going into 2026, well, the rest of 2026 as it's already started, a little bit more prepared. And that is what it's all about. Because hey, even though we're starting late, we're still starting. And that's what counts. So if you've started late, don't worry. You still have time. We all still have time. You could be setting up your planner in June and you still have time because it's still 2026. You can still get stuff done. You can still use your planner. It is whatever works for you in whatever time frame you can get to it. So I hope you enjoyed this slightly chaotic setup with me. Thank you for watching if you have watched till the end. Please like and subscribe, do all the things, and I will see you next time. Bye!